Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys out there in America land or the world land, because you're from all over? Good morning. As you know, I'd love to know where you're streaming from. I'll tell you about what happened to me this morning. So I go, to get on my bike, and I scan it, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. I'm like, what is going on? And then I realize that I have to update my credit card because my credit card updated, you know what I mean? It expired and they sent me a new one, so it wasn't in there, so I could not get in. And when I put the new one in, it didn't do it. I'm just telling you all this stuff, I don't know why. And then, so I ended up having to get in a taxi, which was odd for me in the morning. So I did not get on the bike, got in a taxi, which takes a little bit longer because they have to stop from red lights. Hey, hello from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and I don't. Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh, tell me about Las Vegas. How was that yesterday? Anybody go to see the vice president? Anyone go? Lawrence, Kansas, Donna Flam. Ossining, New York, Ms. Susie. Linda, Washington, hello. Hello, everyone. OC, California, Orange County. Kentucky, visiting family all the way from Atlanta. Covington, Georgia. Wow, Salem. Who's the furthest away? We have Florida, watching from Middle Earth. Oxford, England. Andy, a little more volume so I can hear. I can't hear. On you, not on the sound in my ear, but on you. That's better, Andy. Thank you. Tupelo, Mississippi. I haven't heard of Tupelo in forever. Haven't said that. Tupelo, Houston, Cincinnati, Arlington, Huntsville, Alabama, Ottawa. There's a Germany in there, Andy. Really? Okay. Jennifer Lopez was awesome in Las Vegas. Saw it. Okay, great. You guys are great. Let's see. Springfield, Ohio. Springfield is in the house. Sally M is in Springfield. We're streaming live on TikTok. Hi out there in TikTok land. How are you guys? We're also on IG. Good morning. I'm so glad that you're there. Usually we have folks like from the Middle East, right, Andy? But I don't see them on today. Perhaps they're just either finishing their day. Jennifer Lopez was awesome in Vegas. Saw Eclipse, says Patrice Simmons Johnson. Yes, we're going to talk about that. Oh, Florence, Italy. That's pretty far. Australia, Perth, Australia. Wow, all over. See, we have worldwide streamers on. So listen, last night was Halloween, so I hope you had a happy and safe Halloween. I did not dress up this year. I usually have an epic costume, but I've been traveling so much. I saw you guys in the chat while I was getting ready here saying, is Don on the road again? Is he killing himself? Yes, I am. I've been on the road a lot. I'm tired. But this is the marathon. This is a home stretch. And hopefully by next week, I won't have to go on the road so much. But we'll see if the former guy tosses chaos in the mix, because from all the indications, I don't like to give you guys false hope. Anything can happen. But from all the indications that I have is that the vice president's in a really good place, in a really good space. And I know some people that may make you a little nervous out there in IG land, may make you a little nervous out there in YT, on the U. So there you go. Yeah, Whoopi and Joy was epic when I did them for Halloween. Whoopi and Joy, epic. South Africa. Stephen Leach is from South Africa, Andy, and Lemonheads. You're watching the Don Lemon Show, which we call ourselves the Lemonheads, part of the Lemon Nation, folks out here. Guys, this is crazy. I got this it's my new sweater, and people think like, did you rip your sweater? It came that way. Tell me if you like it. So this is our Hot Topic show, just in case you're just joining us. It is a show that we sort of go a little bit lighter. We try to, after the election. Oh, look at that, Sweden. Hi, Sweden. The reason we started this show, originally we were on live at 5 p.m. Eastern time on the East Coast. And so after the election, I said I wanted to do something that was a little bit lighter, kind of like what Wendy used to do on her show in the morning, where we just do hot topics and we discuss things so that you don't have to deal with such hard things all the time. Right, Nanner? Fashion. Thank you, Andrea. I'm glad you like the sweater. And so a little bit light. And you know what, Andy, I think what I'm going to start with a little bit light, and we're going to do the haunted house one, if you can pull that one up. The reason I'm going to do the haunted house one, because I think it sort of encapsulates everything that is happening right now. Everything that is happening right now. It is where MAGA is right now. They are freaking out about everything and demonizing everything, and There's fear tactics, fear tactics, fear tactics. And then, but they're doing it. Hi, Jamaica, Donna Flum. Thank you for Jamaica. Everything, they pretend to be afraid of everything. They pretend to hate everything. They gin up fear amongst their everyone. Jesus USB. Jesus UCSB. Thank you for your contribution to independent media. Says Don, as a Latino and a veteran, please tell MAGA that we are pissed off and motivated. We will win the election for President Harris. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I thank you for your generous support of independent media. And so that's what they do. They make everybody afraid of immigrants. I had to talk to some people about immigrants to tell them that immigrants actually are contributors to society. I'm going to talk to you guys all about that. Tell everybody, tell Jesus thank you in the comments, please. And so this is funny, but there's a message in it, and then you'll see where I'm going after this. Our hot topic today, fear and loathing out on the campaign trail. The thumbnail says, what does the thumbnail say? Landslide. I'm telling you, in for a surprise, okay, on election night. So, fear and loathing on the campaign trail. Here it is. It's so scary, but we love it. Can we go back again? Pamela Andrews, thank you for your support. Here we go. Watch.
¿Cómo estás? Oh! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. No, I can't go in there. No.
Congratulations, the sales job is yours.
Oh, no inglés.
Está bien.
No.
My name is Miss B, and I am a drag queen.
She's eating a dog.
The Second Amendment has been abolished. Give me all your guns.
I'm completely fine with that.
No.
Now I have more time to brush up on my new favorite book, The Communist Manifesto.
Fuck that! Oh my god!
Here's your plan B.
Thank you. My body, my choice.
It certainly is.
No.
Yes!
No. Dude, she has to fucking shave.
Stay there!
No! Shave! Just fucking, where's the exit?
Are you vaccinated?
Oh my god, where's the fucking exit?
Your booster.
Wow, that was so awesome.
You see what I mean? They're a glutton for punishment. They pretend that they're afraid of all these things. They pretend that they're afraid of the gays, afraid of whatever, when there are probably some, repressed homosexuality there. They're afraid of the trans people or whatever. And what is the deal? Maybe they want to dress up in drag like J.D. Vance did. All of these things, they pretend to be afraid. And it's their thing. It's the thing that gets them off. They would have no identity without it. MAGA is the biggest identity party on the planet. That's right, Martin Hatchduck. Thank you for your support. They are the biggest identity politics party on the planet. What would they do without their MAGA stuff and all of these fears, whatever, scaring people? Okay, so it's getting down to the wire. And what is election day? 4 days away, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is election day. We're Friday now. So happy Friday. And so Giuliani used to dress up in drag too. Yes, they're so repressed, Inoba. Yes, Sarah Temp, you're right about that. We read the comments on the YT, on our U channel here. And so if you're interested, you can go on. We're live there at 10 a.m., 5 p.m. Every day, okay? So they're afraid. And in the meantime, the rhetoric on the campaign trail is getting really, really out of hand, especially from Donald Trump, who is saying, oh, we need to tone it down, or I'm so clutching the pearls. Okay, I can't believe that he said in a misstatement, according to President Biden, that our folks were garbage. But listen to the things that Donald Trump is saying out on the campaign trail. Of something really frightening that he's saying about Liz Cheney, basically saying that Liz Cheney perhaps should be put in front of a firing squad. I kid you not. When he's the one saying, and all the MAGA people, are you going to get our president killed? Okay, right? The eyeliner and J.D. Vance. I'm not sure, Marcia Fierro, if it's eyeliner. Maybe it is. I have no idea. Okay, so listen to this. This is actually quite him with Tucker Carlson. Listen to this.
I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk, Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it.
Can you believe
when
that?
the guns are trained on her face. You know,
Let's put her there. And then he said she's a very stupid individual. And let's see how she feels about that. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? It's crazy. Thank you, Lizzie Beth, for your generous support. Payday for disabled veterans and a tiny one for independent media. Some of us in the chat were wishing for a Discord to chat in. Just a suggestion. We're working on that. We're going to get you something to chat in. As a matter of fact, on election night, you too can be on the program. Go to our community page on YT and check it out. And all you have to do is apply and you'll be vetted and you can be on the program. You can zoom in to us and then you can be on, okay? Also, Ethan Hayes, thanks for doing what you do. Election aside, how do you think Trump will affect the UK and EU alliances? Well, if he is not president, then he'll have no effect. He will try to through the Congress and the Senate. And if he is, well, you know, good luck to you. I actually met some folks who were from England, and they said they believe that he was better for the economy. And the misnomer about the economy is, hey, everybody out there, even if you're on TikTok, thank you, MB, for your support. That's amazing. Thank you. You're amazing as well. Donald Trump is not good for the economy. Donald Trump's economy was not good. Everyone always talks about, you know, Jimmy Carter's economy, it wasn't great. Especially conservatives, they want to talk about the economy. Donald Trump's economy ranks below Jimmy Carter's, okay? It is nowhere near Barack Obama's economy. It is nowhere near Joe Biden's economy. It ranks below Jimmy Carter's in GDP. So this whole idea that Donald Trump is a great businessman and that his economy was so great, you know why people think it's great? And I had this conversation with Tim as we were walking home last night about what people feel and everybody feels this way in the economy. I was like, that's because the Trump folks keep saying it. They keep saying it. They keep saying it. And people are believing it. Prices are high. Do not get me wrong. They are coming down. But the economy, the metrics, the stock market, whatever, we have the best economy in the world. But because you hear it, it's the same thing with crime. Are there random incidents of crime? Absolutely. Is it unfortunate? Absolutely. Is there a homelessness problem, especially in New York and big cities? Absolutely. But you cannot deny the metrics of crime, and that's with everybody reporting, including big cities, that the crime rate is down. Violent crime is down significantly, substantially. Thank you, Marcia Fierro. Thank you, Carmen SD. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for your support of independent media. Thank you. Oh, yes, if we can find it, I'm going to do the thing about Tucker Carlson. You're right. Someone just reminded me that Tucker Carlson said he was attacked by a demon in the middle of the night that left him with scars. I mean, thank you for reminding me about that, Trey Black. Okay, so we'll get that up. I don't know if there's a soundbite. If you guys, producers, if you're listening, you can find it, but there may be a soundbite. If there's a soundbite, give it to me. I slept in my glasses. I bent them, and they are crooked, so deal with it. So for everybody out there saying, hey, especially on TikTok or whatever, you're like, oh, the economy. No, it's not. It's not the best, okay? I want you to hear this, all right? Things that are out on the campaign trail, what you're hearing, the closing argument from Donald Trump is that America is a garbage can, that he's going to force himself on women again by saying he'll protect them whether they want it or not. Women are saying, we don't want you to protect us. Then he's lying about his connection, or lack thereof, that's what he says, of Project 2025. And then that's when he's on the big stage. And then when he's sort of in secret rooms or in a smaller venue, then he touts Project 2025. This is him, Trump saying he's going to appoint the Project 2025 author. Here's the proof. Watch.
Do you already have plans, proposals ready to go if you get elected? You start the deportation process. You start sealing off the border and doing executive orders, whatever it takes, whatever's within your power.
Done.
It's already done, ready to go.
You've seen Tom Homan. He's coming on board. They're all coming. The whole group is coming on board. Brandon Judd. These are all guys. We had the border in the best.
Okay, so again, and it's not true. Even the border, it is a lie. The border was much better under Barack Obama. Who deported more people? Barack Obama. Now, whether you think that's a plus or a minus, I'm just saying it is a lie. Thank you, Mindy Hill. It is a lie to say that the border was best under you and that it was completely closed. It was better under Barack Obama. It was even better under George Bush. Lies. Mindy Hill, Don, thanks for what all you do. Do you think Trump will ever concede even with all the strict Republican voting laws in place? No, he will not concede. He will not concede. Thank you all for watching us on TikTok. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm so glad that you're there. Hello, people. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks. I'm glad you're there. So he will never concede, and he's going to throw chaos. I think he's going to declare that he's a winner really early into the evening. He's going to say that he's a winner really early into the evening, and then what's going to happen? He's going to throw chaos into the mix. That is what's going to happen. Bet on it, okay? D. Campbell, you're the best. I appreciate it. Bet on it. You can bet on that. So, Project 2025, that's the thing. That's all you should know. If you know what's in Project 2025, then be afraid. Be very afraid of what could happen, not only on election night, but if there's another Trump presidency, okay? Now, I don't want to scare you too much, but look, I've got to just show you some of the things that are being said out there and what's happening on the campaign trail. In the background, too, Donald Trump and the MAGA folks love to talk about the Dems and the groomers and Epstein, and they think like somehow the Democrats have something to do with Epstein and all of that. When the real Epstein, the person that they should be suspicious of for their relationship of Jeffrey Epstein, is Donald Trump. You've seen the pictures of him dancing with women. They were friendly. They were friends over the years. And even when he was president, he said, Donald Trump said, I backed away from him years ago. I didn't like him or whatever. Jeffrey Epstein was still friends with Donald Trump. The proof is a recording where he talks about his friendship and also gives inside knowledge of the Trump campaign being recorded. I believe it's a reporter who recorded him. This is Jeffrey Epstein's voice talking about his inside knowledge of the Trump campaign. Thank you, T. Houghton. Here it is.
I think we have a snippet from one of the conversations that I recorded with Epstein, and I think this was in a restaurant in 2017.
His people fight each other.
Right.
And then have outsiders. He sort of poisons the well outside. He will tell 10 people Bannon's a scumbag, and Priest is not doing a good job, and Kelly has a big mouth. And what do you think? Jamie Dimon says that you're a problem, and I shouldn't keep you. And I spoke to Carl Icahn, and Carl thinks I need a new spokesperson. So Kelly, even though I hired Kellyanne's husband, Kellyanne is just too much of a wild card. And then he tells Bannon, I really want to keep you, but Kellyanne hates you.
I have more than dozens. I probably have 100 hours of Epstein talking about the inner workings of the Trump White House and about his long-standing, deep relationship with Donald Trump.
So that is the Epstein thing. I think we had a problem on TikTok. I'm not exactly sure what happened. It says I'm frozen. All right, let me go back. Let me fix it. Let me go back and see what happened. Hold on one second. Come on. I can't get on if you guys are constantly trying to get on. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Let me make sure that I'm on the right Wi-Fi. I am. Okay, I'm going to try it once again. I knew something was weird. Let's try this again. Let's see. So let me know out in TikTok land what's happening. Okay. So welcome to TikTok Live. We're back. Okay, so let's see, guys. Where was I? So that relationship, there was a relationship with him and Epstein. And Epstein knew all about, he says, he thinks that Kelly, I don't know if he said Kelly or Kellyanne had a big mouth and all these things that were problematic. So there you go. Again, These are things that you should know. Now, I want to show you something. It's a little bit long, and so I hope that you will go with me, okay? Because if you think about, I told you guys that the rhetoric would get crazier and crazier and crazier over time, that it would get really nuts the closer we got to Election Day, that it would be really, really crazy, that it would ramp up, right? And don't go anywhere, because I'm going to show you J-Lo, I'm going to show you LeBron, and we're going to talk about all those things. But it's going to get really, really crazy up until Election Day, right? Really nuts. Let me do something real quick, because you guys, people are asking me if on here, before I get to that really nuts stuff, people are asking me on here if, will he concede? A couple of people have asked that. Do you think there's going to be chaos? Do you think whatever? He's not going to concede. He's going to throw chaos. He's already throwing doubt into the system and the possibility of chaos. And I just want to remind you what happened in 2020, and his own vice president stepped away from him and actually went on to Fox News and other places saying what he was asking me to do was unhinged and unconstitutional. Just a reminder of where this will go if he's not declared, if he loses, right? This is where it could go, and we could end up with this going possibly to the Congress, to having Congress decide who the president is if he throws enough chaos into the system and doubt. But remember, this is Mike Pence explaining what happened in 2020 and how he believes that Donald Trump should not be president himself, that he's not fit to be president, and he's not even voting for him. He's not even supporting him. This is Mike Pence on Fox News. Pay close attention, his former vice president.
Be clear on this point. It wasn't just that they asked for a pause. The president specifically asked me, and his gaggle of crackpot lawyers asked me to literally reject votes, which would have resulted in the issue being turned over to the House of Representatives, and literally chaos would have ensued. So, Martha, I just people can read the indictment, and frankly, I've said before, I had hoped it had not come to this point. You know, I don't know if the government can meet the standard, the burden of proof beyond reasonable doubt for criminal charges. But the American people deserve to know that President Trump and his advisors didn't just ask me to pause. They asked me to reject votes, return votes, essentially to overturn the election, and to keep faith with the oath that I made to the American people and to Almighty God. I rejected that out of hand, and I did my duty that day.
Well, there you go. Now, look, that is your former vice president, America's former vice president, Mike Pence, Donald Trump's vice president. It's the reason he's not on the ticket now is because Mike Pence followed the rules, didn't want to break the law. Yeah, did he threaten Liz? He did. He threatened Liz Cheney. He talked about Dick Cheney's daughter and called her stupid or whatever, and said she should be in front of a firing squad. And then he said, obviously he wanted to overthrow the election, which would be overthrowing the government, overturning the will of the people, a free and fair election. So yes, that is what could happen come Election Day. Again, I believe he's going to declare victory early, even if he doesn't win, to sow the seeds of doubt. There was someone on here saying he's already planting uncivil rest. I forget who it was. We were reading your comments. Donna W. says, prep for the chaos when he loses. Brianna Diva says, I pray we vote over the amount to declare Kamala the winner. I'm praying for positive light. So someone says, Don, Sarah Habib, Don, not if he loses, when he loses. Someone says, Don, your mic volume is too low. Is it too low? Can you hear me? I don't know. Who says that? Veronica 77. Nobody's complaining about it. Sheldon Johnson says, can he be arrested for that threat he made at the former Congresswoman? Look, I don't know if he can be arrested for that. Remember, broad immunity for presidents and former presidents. So apparently the mic is fine. No, it's a little low. It's good, but it's right here. Turned it up. Andy said he pumped up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume, dance. So we're good. Okay, so that's the chaos. Now, That's what could happen. Now, let's get back to all the rhetoric and how the rhetoric is going to be go. I was on with Dan and Bash, my friend, over on CNN the other day, and I said, it's going to get crazy. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet, okay? You ain't seen nothing yet. And so I just want to remind people of all the crazy things he said over the years, especially as it gets close to Election Day, or as he gets close to the closer he got to being impeached, or the closer he got to being in trouble, or facing the long arm of the law. He just gets more unhinged. So this is just a compilation of some of the craziness, and again, how it's going to get worse. Watch me. Watch him.
Have no choice but to absolutely replace Obamacare, and we're going to come up with a much better plan. We're going to come up with a great health plan, and this is a great plan. Wait till you see the plans we have coming out literally over the next 4 weeks. We have a plan coming out, an additional plan coming out in a very short period of time. We're going to have fantastic health care, and the plan is coming out over the next 4 weeks. We're signing a health care plan within 2 weeks.
9 years after you first started running, do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is?
Obamacare was lousy health care.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan. You already have the concept of the plan, and it'll be much better health care. What the plan is? Yeah, well, we'll be announcing that in about 2 months.
Can you commit to prioritizing legislation to make childcare affordable? And if so, what specific piece of legislation?
Andy. Pause this, please. So, and look, no matter what platform you're joining us on, whether it is, whatever it is, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Graham, whether it's YT, make sure you hit the thumbs up, the like, the follow button, the hearts, just so more people will be able to have access to our content, okay? Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to this, okay? Back it up a little bit, Andy, because I want them to hear the question. And when all the folks who say, hey, you know, Kamala Harris, it's word salad. She can't answer a question. We don't know. Okay, we don't know. We don't understand what she's saying. I want her to be more articulate about, okay, you know what all that is? That is having different standards for different people. That is unconscious bias. That is, I don't know, MAGA brain, I have no idea. But I want you guys to really pay attention to this. How he answers questions, how he lies. He lied about Obamacare all these years. We're going to repeal and replace, we're going to repeal and replace, we're going to repeal and replace. We have this or whatever, we have the concepts of a plan. Nothing. It's all lies. That he's like a real estate agent saying, this apartment has the best view ever. This is the best street ever. You're not going to get appliances like this. You're never going to find it. This apartment is great. It's like a used car salesman. But the MAGA folks fall for it every single time because they're part of a cult. Okay? Part of a cult. Now, I want you to listen to this because this was at the World Economic Summit. Remember, how are you going to pay for child care? What are you going to do for child care for people who need that assistance? Listen to his answer and see if it makes sense when you are asking, when you're criticizing Vice President Kamala Harris for what you call word salad. If Vice President, if you believe she gives a word salad, then this is a word buffet, a smorgasbord of, I have no idea what he's saying. Here it is. Tell me if you understand.
Yeah, well, we'll be announcing that in about 2 months.
Can you commit to prioritizing legislation to make childcare affordable? And if so, what specific piece of legislation will you advance?
Well, I would do that, and we're sitting down. You know, I was somebody, we had Senator Marco Rubio, and my daughter Ivanka was so impactful on that issue. It's a very important issue. But I think when you talk about the kind of numbers that I'm talking about, that because look, child care is child care. It's there's something you have to have it. Your child goes to school, and they don't even call you, and they change the sex of your child.
Oh boy!
Perform sex change operation and send them back home. Make the boy into a girl, and not tell the parents. Your boy leaves the school, comes back a girl. It was a he, and comes back a she.
What is that? Pause, please. Your child goes to school a boy and comes back a girl. Now, come on, guys. Give me a break. I'm glad you guys said double standard. My dog is smarter than Trump and his minions, someone says. And who is that? Miss C. First of all, the word salad about childcare is like, oh, childcare, and then you have childcare and what we're going to do. So it's like the pivot. He calls it the weave, and everyone says, they laugh and they think that it is, for him, that is an asset, right? It's a pro instead of a con. For her, it's a con. That's tossed salad, says Tammy O. But then this whole idea that your boy goes to school, your kid goes to school a boy and comes home a girl, is just, can you imagine someone in that amount of time getting a sex change? Oops, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that on YT. That just doesn't happen. It's medically impossible to go to school one way and come home another way. But all of those are fear tactics. And if you actually read up on the whole thing about trans and all of that stuff, if you actually read it, you may get to understand it better. We should be more curious about things that we are not aware of, even things that are maybe new to you, rather than demonizing. It's all fear. They're demonizing immigrants, members of the LGBTQ plus community, right? Trans people. They're demonizing brown people, black people, women, Puerto Ricans. That's some, more, just so you listen to this. It's going to get worse too. Here it is.
Jimmy, I love you so much. Go have a good day in school. And your son comes back with a brutal operation. And often without parental consent. Can you even believe we're saying this? The windmills, they don't work. They're rusting and rotting.
Oh, the windmills.
They're making a lot of noise. I could hear it for 2 miles away. They're destroying the country. If you want to see a lot of dead birds, go to a windmill and just look underneath. You'll see birds all over the place. It looks like a bird cemetery.
They're killing the bald eagle and other eagles.
And then they kill all the whales, right? They're driving
oh my
the
gosh.
whales, I think, a little batty. And they say the noise causes cancer. You tell me that. Wah, wah, wah. The wind is bull. But if I'm sitting down and that boat's going down and I'm on top of a battery,
here's the
and the water
electric.
starts flooding in, I'm getting concerned. But then I look 10 yards to my left and there's a shark over there. So I have a choice of electrocution or shark. You know what I'm going to take? Electrocution. I will take electrocution every single time. Do we agree?
Oh my God.
Everyone, I have something
And here's the sales
to
pitch.
share
Okay, hold on,
today.
stop, please.
We are
This is the grift, okay? So we've gone into the grift. So this is the selling of the coins. Who does that?
Hello, everyone.
He's
I
like
have
the My
something
Pillow guy.
incredible to-
Who does that? He's selling coins, he's selling Bibles, he's selling. And remember, all of those things, like all of those businesses, when people say, oh, he's a great businessman, no. Trump planes, Trump steaks, Trump water, Trump this, Trump university, Trump that. What do they do? It went belly up. Casinos. I keep saying this, guys. Who bankrupts casinos? Nobody. If you ever get to own a casino, you will be richer than beyond belief, because the whole idea is to take your money. And he can't even keep casinos afloat. Are you kidding me? And now, to pay his legal bills, he's co-opted his supporters to send money because they skim that off the top, they take the money, they pay for his legal bills, and then the rest goes to the campaign. And just so you know about all this money supposed to come in, I don't know, because I was in Pennsylvania, I saw no ground game out for the MAGA folks. No ground game. So now let's go into the grift of it all. The hawking of products. That's why when people say, I'm not quite so sure if he's a billionaire, maybe they're broke. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up, hit the hearts, the likes, and subscribe. It is free. And make sure you follow us. Okay, here it is, the grift time.
Share today. We are announcing the launch of Trump Coins. It's a really beautiful coffee table book. I'm doing my first official Donald J. Trump NFT collection right here and right now. My new book, Save America, is now available for order. By popular demand, I'm doing a new series of Trump digital trading cards.
Oh
These
my
cards
gosh.
show me dancing and even me holding some Bitcoins. That's the real deal.
Sneakers, he's selling those
The
too.
real deal.
Bitcoins.
My last two Trump digital trading
Oh
card
my
collections
gosh.
sold out in just hours. And now I'm back with my latest series called the Mugshot Edition. Here it is. If you want to go out and get it, you can go out and get it. Have fun with it. my new Trump watches. That's
Watches.
diamonds. I love gold. I love diamonds. We all do. I think you all should get a copy of God Bless the USA Bible. Let's make America pray again. God bless you, and God bless the USA.
You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book. And you said, I think last night in Iowa,
2
some people are
Corinthians.
surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what 1 or 2 of your most favorite Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal. So I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into.
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite.
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that you like.
I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal.
When you said, you know, it's gone viral, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. You say you're just reporting what had been said, but why not say now, well, look, that turned out not to be true.
I don't know if
Here's
it's
my
not true.
board
Pause,
of-
please. Pause,
true.
please. So even still now, with no evidence, zero evidence of their eating the dogs or eating the cats, he's still promoting that. Well, they backed away from it a little bit because they know it's not a winning message. Now they're on to the garbage thing because they think that's a winning message. They're actually, look, I'm going to tell you, the dressing up with the, what do you call those things? The vests? I forget what you call them. Those vests. There's a name for it. And going on a garbage truck, funny. Going to McDonald's, funny. It goes viral, but it looks really, really, really dumb. Right? I think it's mocking the American people. I think it's mocking Puerto Ricans. If I were on the Harris side, if I was on her team, I would somehow turn that into he is mocking Puerto Ricans, mocking immigrants by doubling down on calling them garbage safety vests. Thank you, Terry Donaldson. I got the best part, right? But, you know, I guess they're just a reflective vest. Thank you, Tammy. I guess maybe they don't even want to get into it. High-vis vest. Thank you, Iris. I appreciate it. And also thank you guys, because I see you guys with your generous support of independent media. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, we don't ask you to send anything, right? Except for galaxies. TikTok, where are the galaxies? Look at my goal. Where are you guys? So we don't ask you. High-vis vest. Thank you, Lynn. If I was part of the Harris team, I would change the narrative on that. Because the garbage truck goes viral. The McDonald's goes viral. They're eating the dogs or eating the cats. That goes viral. All that stuff goes viral. And people spread it around. The Beyonce dance, that goes viral. And people think it's funny. And even Democrats and people who don't like the MAGA folks, like they think it's funny, but what they're doing is they're humanizing him by spreading that stuff around and making it go viral, and they're keeping him at the top of mind for everyone. So when you are spreading that stuff around of him doing the Beyonce song and dance, him on the garbage truck and you think it's funny, him at McDonald's, you think it's funny, then, you know, it's not. No one can hear you on TikTok. Can you guys hear me? No, you can hear me. They did Galaxy. You need to turn your volume up if you say you can't hear me on TikTok. You guys on TikTok can hear me, right? I just got a couple more Galaxy. Someone can hear me. Someone is hearing me. Okay, so this is the whole lie about they're eating the dogs and eating the cats that they never apologize for. It turns out not to be true. And what do? They lie about it and then they just move on and they pretend there's some evidence or there's anecdotal evidence absent of official places like the city manager, the mayor, the governor, or the police who would actually be taking the calls. Let's continue. Chaos. Crazy.
I read
Eating
something.
the pets, you don't know if it's true or not true? It's been debunked by
Well,
local
they say,
officials.
what about the geese? What about the geese? What happened there? They were all missing.
Oh my God.
There was one guy with two geese.
Howie, I have no idea. That's a story that was reported, and I said that. Why don't you go after the newspaper that wrote it? Don't blame me.
Well, I think
there was no newspaper that wrote it.
I don't think it's been debunked at all. I think nobody talks
There
about
was
it. Except
no newspaper.
If I
that wrote
lose,
it.
I'll tell you what's possible.
Here it
because
is.
They cheat. That's the only way we're going to lose. They don't want voter ID because they want to cheat. They're trying to rig the vote through this crap they're doing. They cheat with ballots and they drop ballots and fake ballots.
They're trying
This
to
is
rig
a
it
doubt
with
in the
this.
chaos
This
that
is
he's
their new
injecting.
form.
I didn't rig it. They did.
They are professional thieves when it comes to elections.
I see
There
the
you
way
go.
they lie and the way they cheat.
How will the Democrats cheat in Pennsylvania?
About 12 different ways. So many ways. If you had all day, I could give you examples.
Those poor dummies on January 6th, they all went to prison because
There you go.
they believed
So thank
him.
you guys. Look,
And I get that
here's the deal. He's injecting that into the system because if he loses, then he just can't accept it. He lost in 2020, couldn't accept it. I just need 11,780 votes, right? That is why he is facing charges for that. He moves his hands with his accordion hands, you know that he's lying, says Dorothy Taylor. Okay, so that's him injecting chaos, right? Injecting chaos into the system and doubt so that on election night he can say, hey, you know, we won and they cheated. We won and they cheated. What about all those ballots that they were counting and da-da-da-da-da? It's all bullshit. It's all lies. Thank you for the galaxies. Oh, 5. Wow. Thank you, guys. Okay? So I wanted you guys to see this because, again, it sets up the whole tone of what's happening now. Be careful. Don, I'm so glad you're independent, says the official Tyrese Roberts. Thank you, and thank you for your generous support. So there it is. Madness. A couple things that I want to talk to you about because I want to get to J-Lo and I want to get to LeBron James because I think you're going to enjoy that, right? It's very positive. But let's just talk about, before I get to those guys, let's see, do I want to get to them now? How do I want to do this? Okay. This is stuff that's being said on the trail. I'll get to J-Lo and LeBron in a minute. This is stuff that's being set out on the campaign trail, not only by him, about his folks who are going out official. This is, I think it's Sage Steele and Brian Tyler Cohen. This was on Piers Morgan, and how they're spreading this whole misinformation about abortion, and they don't even have the facts on it, right? And then what do? When they're on, I find these programs, and remember, I hate it when they bring people on just to fight, and that's what they do. It's a tactic, and they talk over each other. You get nothing out of it, and they just want the clicks. They just want the ratings because what? They're just fighting. And what? So why are you doing it? So this is what's happening when they don't have their facts. They try to yell and talk over people, and they try to change the subject. Is what they do. Okay. This is. Remember, Sage Steele is I believe she is an official surrogate of the Trump campaign. I think it's like Women for Trump. So here they are now. Watch the tactics here. How she tries to talk over him, and when he corners her, she doesn't have her information. Here it is, watch.
That the only issue that you guys are focusing on, abortion, women's rights. Have things changed? Yes, but there are plenty of states that have zero restrictions where you can do it up to the moment the baby's born, and I guess you're okay with that.
Pause.
Which cases have you seen abortions happen after?
Pause. There are states with zero restrictions. Okay, but here's the point. They're making it illegal for you to go to a place, right? They're ratting out people who are going to places that are legal places to go. Also, if you're in a state where it's illegal, remember it is not cheap to do any of this. That's what women's reproductive rights, that's why it's so important, because it's part of healthcare. If you're in a place that does not allow abortion, that means you have to travel. And if you're from another state, will they treat you in another state, right? Unless you're a legal resident of that state. But remember, you have to travel. That costs. And where are you going to stay if you need some sort of, there's a complication? It's cost restrictive. So to say, oh, well, there are plenty of places where it's legal, whatever. But also in this argument, she's saying that women can have abortions up until the 9th month or whatever, and that they're doing it. No. In some places you can't, if the health of the mother is in jeopardy, if the mother's life is in jeopardy and her health. And also, if there is, as I write in my book, an untenable pregnancy where the doctor knows and the mother knows the baby is not going to survive outside of the womb, as in the example of my friend in the book, because the baby's organs were growing outside of its body. Okay? That happens. And if you're a woman, you know that. Those things happen. And so why should you suffer? So she is saying that up until the 9th month, or even after the baby is born, that these things are happening. And so Brian, back it up a little bit. Brian calls her on and says, where are these things happening? And she can't answer the question. And so she dances around, blah, 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 blah. Where does it go? Okay, so let's back it up a little bit and hear her argument. She just talks over him. Here it is.
You're okay with that?
Which cases have we seen abortions happen after the baby's born? Because you just said that, so I'm curious where that's happened.
It happened for sure in Colorado. I believe it also happened in Minnesota. I'll be glad. And you know what? I'm sure peers can connect us.
I mean, educate me.
Excuse me. I'm sure peers can connect us. I'm sure peers can. There were babies left on the table.
You're just saying you're sure it's happening in Colorado. Give us the proof. There are a lot of viewers. We'd love to know where babies are being executed after they're born. We would love to know where babies are being executed after they're born in Colorado. Let us all know.
I just told you, and I don't know how you define executed, but left to die. That has absolutely happened before, and it is something I talked about with RFK Jr. on my podcast several months ago when it was late-term abortion, all that whole debate.
Okay, come on, right? She doesn't know. They keep spreading, like if you repeat it enough, we had the best economy in the world. People believe that shit, and it's not true. You did not have the best economy ever in the world, ever. It's not true. All of these things are happening, executed, left to die. Nothing. There's no evidence of it. Nothing. Well, where is it happening? Look, I'm sure peers can connect us with someone. No, you're on here. That's what you're positing. Give me the proof. No proof. So she's like doing her hair like, don't. Look, excuse me, I'm talking. Okay. As a woman, says Audrey Leland, why is she speaking like that? Because it's MAGA brain. It's MAGA brain. All right? Now, I want you guys to listen to this. This part of our discussion is about facts, and like that, people have no facts. They just make up things, okay? She was making that up. She's heard it. That's what they want you to believe. You're falling for it. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying you in general, the understood you, right? You're falling for it, TikTok. You're falling for it, IG. You're falling for it. The folks who are on YT, don't fall for it, okay? So this is, we're evidence-based here, okay? So when folks ask for evidence from these MAGA folks, they very rarely have it, as I discovered, as I've been going across the country. What policies? The economy, it's easy. What about the economy? Well, everyone should be able to. What about the economy? I don't know, they walk away. What evidence? The border. Immigration. Well, what about, and then they don't, they walk away. And then if you show them evidence that counters what they're saying, they walk away and they won't believe it. I can believe what I want to believe. It's my right. And I go, yes, it is your right to believe that if you can believe what you want to believe. But at some point, we all have to live in the real world where there are facts and reality. Okay? All right. So this one I want you to hear. This is about immigration. Now remember, as I say, everyone except the Native Americans are immigrants in this country. Everyone who's come into this country, for the most part, perhaps did not speak the language. Everyone. Now, African Americans will tell you we're not immigrants. We were brought here against our will. We're slaves still. Brought here. We're not original citizens, natives of this country. So everyone who's out there who is not a Native American in America, you are an immigrant. Okay? And at some point, the system was not big enough to house you, to take care of you. But guess what? We figured it out. We figured it out, and then America welcomed people and with open arms, and they tried to figure it out. And so, by the way, remember, most of the people who come into the country and are legal immigrants are people who come over on airplanes and they overstay visas, not people who come, brown people, black people, people of color who come across the southern border. Okay? But I want you to listen to this because I think it is absolutely 100% true, because people believe this is the entitlement. And remember, this is entitlement and this is privilege. And remember, white is not an ethnicity. Okay? So if you're a white person out there, I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not an ethnicity. Now, if you want to say that you are German American, right? If you're European or whatever, you have all those things. But white is not an ethnicity. And just because you're an immigrant to this country does not mean that you're a native. Okay, so here is a conversation that happened on a local Fox station where they are discussing your ancestors who came here, how they came here, legally or illegally. Watch this.
Advocating for criminal activity, Quanell. These people are not here lawfully. They need to do what our ancestors did, what many Mexicans have done.
No, wait a minute.
Many, don't interrupt me.
Your ancestors came here illegally. Wasn't nothing legal about your ancestors. They came illegally and they murdered, they raped, they pillaged a whole race of people. This country, Texas, Arizona, and California, belongs to Mexicans.
Quanell, get back
it was
to the
stole from them.
You
so
tell me to get back to the point.
Ancestors, they came here illegally.
No, you're not being fair to me here. You say stay on topic. I say, okay, we'll stay on topic. And then as soon as we start talking about illegal immigration, you go back to the black issue. Let's stay on topic.
Your ancestors are the master illegal immigrants.
Give me the opportunity to respond in that, you know what?
True.
We're all Americans here. And if you are here legally, absolutely, then we need to come together and we need to pass good laws for enforcing the laws.
Well, perhaps the Native Americans should have passed laws against your ancestors.
Woo! Now, I hate to tell you guys, it's true. It's true. All of those people who came over by ship, they showed up on the shores, and guess what? They somehow fit them into America, and they assimilated. So let's just, he's right. I know you guys were like, my ancestors came. Okay. People showed up here in America. Do you guys understand that? And the Native Americans are like, wait a minute, what? Hey, what? What's going on here? It's true. He was not lying. Also, again, evidence, it's proof. It is true. Also evidence, black MAGA conservatives, right? This is something that I want you to watch because, again, no evidence. Now, in the end, the guy goes off, he goes on a tangent, but there is no proof. He gives, again, anecdotal. The question is, when was America great? And tell me, 2016, because he came on the scene, the 2016 election, and he's like, make America great again. So before 2016, when was America great? Was it great during slavery? Was it great during Jim Crow? Was it great during, when we were pushing for civil rights? Was it great during Reconstruction when people got pissed off and then started burning down towns? When was America great? And if you are, just say you're a black conservative and you want to go back in time, when would you like to go back in time? When would you like to go back in time so that that was greater and better and freer than the time that we are in now? When would you like to go? And by the way, when we're talking about when he said the native lands, the whole reason that New Mexico, think about why it's called New Mexico. Because it was originally, oh boy, don't get me going. Anyway, black conservative talk, here it is.
Conservative, your candidate says, I want to make America great again. You tell me when America was great, and then you tell me, would you go back to wherever it was great as a black American? And it's got to be before 2016, my friend, because that's when he was saying that.
I think America was great when everyone was benefiting from economic prosperity.
No, not general, sir. I'm asking for a specific time. When was America great?
If you want to know when America was great, ask any immigrant who risked their lives to come here.
I really want to hear from
America is great.
I really want to hear from the black man on this, because the second part of my question is, would you go back to that time? When was America great?
America was great when everyone had equality and everyone was moving towards equality.
When did that happen?
That's when America was great. After the civil rights movement, that's when America was great.
Pause, please.
Progress and change.
So,
when everybody had equal rights and like, when did that happen? After the civil rights movement, when did that happen? What is he talking about? Does that mean he wants to go back to the late 60s? Oh, really? Okay. Were you guys around in the late 60s? I mean, I was, but I was too young. 3 years, 4 years, whatever of the 60s. I can barely remember it. But do you guys want to go back to that? Post-slavery, pre-Jim Crow. Really? Post-slavery, pre-Jim Crow, Reconstruction, when people got mad and started burning places down trying to fix a system where so black people could not be elected to office, when women couldn't vote, when people of color couldn't vote. That's when you want to go back? That's what you want to go back to? When there was equality and, okay, whatever, okay, keep going.
It was great in making progress in change.
So let's say the late 1960s, you're saying as a black man,
Listen.
you would transport yourself back
There
to
you
the
go.
1960s.
No, I think America was great when economically everyone was doing better. When we're making progress towards equality, that's when America was great. And
so the sum of the condition of America was when people had economic equality, and you think that was the 1960s?
No, I never said that was the 1960s. I said everything past that. I said everything past that. We've made so much progress from then.
In the 8 years that Donald Trump has been involved in
Can't
politics, I've seen all the Make
Can't
America
answer.
Great hats and all the great T-shirts and all that great stuff. But I'm trying to figure out, as a, I think, intelligent black man, well, when would I go back?
So I do have an answer for you in this equation. Those years will be 2017 to 2021. Alice Johnson is free right now. And I know you want to pigeonhole me into a period. All right, you want to go to prior to 2016? Let's look at the Reconstruction era when we had black Americans as a whole that were finally free from the scourge of slavery.
Pause. Okay, Reconstruction, when we were finally free from the scourge of slavery. But just remember, that people were so pissed about that, what did they do? They tore it down. That's why we had Jim Crow, dummy. Because black people were making progress in the country. They were being elected to office. And guess what? They started creating laws. You can't drink out of this water fountain. You can't sit on this part of the bus. You can't go into this business. You can't get this loan. You have to live in this neighborhood. You have to, there are poll taxes. How many jelly beans in the jar? How many bubbles in the soap? Open the schools, people. Open the schools. Please open the schools. What are you talking about? They have no idea. The man said prior to 2016. Please keep going.
Slavery, because of what happened in the Civil War, they banded together to create something called the Republican Party, and the Democrats created something called the Ku Klux Klan to find and exterminate as many of those recently freed black men as possible.
Okay, so now he's talking about the party stuff. Here's the thing. Yeah, it could be the Crackalukala party. It still happened. And America wasn't so great that it doesn't matter what party. So he's like spouting stuff. He's like, where are we going to go? Is the Democrats made the Ku Klux Klan again. So even yet and still, regardless of party, when was America great before 2016? For black people. Keep going.
As possible. We can fast forward then to the 1960s if you want to. We had Lyndon Baines Johnson, Democrat president of the United States, who said, I will have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years.
Okay, pause.
And he brought the great societies.
So again, he wants to talk about this is an own the libs thing, right? He said you have LBJ, whatever. Remember, and that LBJ was the Civil Rights Act, right? He's talking about parties again. That still, again, was not a great time for black people. That he's completely brainwashed. That was, he said, we'll have them voting for whatever. Still, that wasn't a great time for black people. What is he talking about? Deprogramming, they need it. The Dixiecrats, all that stuff, right? Keep going.
200 years, and then he brought the Great Societies Act,
Guys, it's not working. It's not working.
and emphasized Margaret Sanger to exterminate as many of us as possible.
He's making the case for the other guy to exterminate as many of us as possible. I don't care which party it was. Still, when was it great? He never answered the question, when was America great before 2016? Please tell me, for black people, for immigrants, for native, tell me when it was great. Please. Tell me. As you're doing it, hit the thumbs up. We have a lot of people watching us today, a lot of people watching, not enough thumbs up. He has been watching too much Candace Owens, says Sarah Katz. I agree with you. He's making things up, says Clarissa. He is. Just loud and wrong, says Culture. Remember, we would always say that. Look at that. Loud and wrong. Loud and wrong. So, again, there you go. Now, do you guys know who Nick Bosa is? He plays for I believe it's the San Francisco 49ers, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Nick Bosa. So Nick Bosa is a MAGA person, okay? And it's okay if you want to be MAGA, but I just want to tell you the difference between how people treat each other, how black people, especially black men, are treated in this society, and how white men are treated in this society. And don't say that I'm race baiting. It's just the truth, and there are examples of it. Okay, so this Nick Bosa can wear his MAGA hat and put it in front of. Okay, fine. Now, if you're going to have that standard for Nick Bosa, shouldn't you have that standard for everyone? Nick Bosa is still playing ball. He is well liked. He's getting endorsements. He is still a viable player. He's getting sponsors, contracts, endorsements. The MAGA folks are loving him. You see where I'm going, Brandon Jones. He's supporting a party that demonizes all kinds of people, all different demographics. That lies, that tried to overthrow, believes that it's okay to overthrow the government, believes it's okay to break into the Capitol. He's supporting that. When Colin Kaepernick played for the same team, where he was trying to make things better for not only black people, but for people who may have been abused by excessive force and bad acts by police. Originally, he sat down during the national anthem. He says, because that flag, that anthem does not protect, and it does not mean the same thing for all people in this country. And then an Army veteran and a conservative, I believe, right, a member of the Special Forces said it would be more respectful for you to take a knee. So he took a knee. He lost his job. No sponsors, none of that. So why are the standards different for Nick Bosa, where he can run around in his MAGA hat and be a MAGA person, and Colin Kaepernick can he didn't say that he was a Democrat or did not support any political party. He just says, I want this flag to mean the same thing for all people. I don't want my people or anybody to be abused by police officers. Okay? So, let's play this. It's long, and it's by our friends over at the Pivot Podcast. It's long, but here it is. Watch, please, everybody sit back and watch.
Nick Bosa shows up in a MAGA hat during Brock Purdy's interview. He knows exactly what he's doing. Mm-hmm. Never before has sort of partisanship had divided the country in the way that it has. Since 2016, that's been what it is. And when you say make America great again, what was so great about it before? What part of America are you trying to get to? Based on what we're hearing coming out of many of these campaign rallies, there's only one side that truly degrades and speaks negatively of the differences in other people, where they're from, the colors of their skin. There's only one side that does that. And I've worked really hard since 2016 to try to separate the people that support Republicans from the Make America Great Again people, because it was hard for me to believe that you weren't racist. Right? And there's a long following of Nick Bosa's tweets where it's a lot of pushback against the culture, which is weird because in the locker room, it's such a melting pot of people where you accept one another's differences. I also think it's sort of ironic this happens in San Francisco, where Colin Kaepernick legitimately lost his career.
There you go.
Not because he said America is a bad place, because he said, I want to make America a better place for people like us. Not because he said that he wants brown and black people to be superior to others, but
There you
just
go.
equal.
There you
He
go.
wanted their lives and our lives to matter as much as everyone else's life.
Pause, please.
MAGA
Pause and just take it back 2 seconds. Now, where is he wrong about that? Where is he wrong? Why is there a double standard? There's a double standard everywhere, especially when it comes to that. The people who support Donald Trump, the MAGA people, they never lose anything. They never lose their jobs. They never lose sponsorships. They never whatever. They're supported. People, they like it. They get to the front of the line first. Those people go to the front of the line and people want to hear and they protect them. The people who speak out against the craziness of the MAGA party and the hypocrisy from its supporters and the Republican Party, can't do that. You're partisan. You're a lib. You're a race baiter. You're part of the fake news media. There's no lies spoken. I'm not speaking lies. I'm telling you the truth. Think about it. Think about it. It's the truth. I will never lie to you. It is true. It's the truth. It's real. Please play.
His life. The MAGA movement has been very clear that all lives don't matter the same, that all people aren't sort of deserving of the same treatment, of the same compassion, of the same level of life and liberty. And so I do think that the shut up and dribble thing that always is told to the LeBron Jameses when he speaks up against police brutality, to the Colin Kaepernicks when he speaks up against police brutality, to all of these athletes who were involved in movements in 2020, it only seems to go to the athletes that look like us, to the people that are speaking for the marginalized and the minorities as opposed to the majorities.
Stop, please. Back it up. Brian Clark, you are preaching. Right there, please. Listen, everyone. This is why you need to support independent media, because, play it.
Speaking for the marginalized and the minorities as opposed to the majorities. Because when 45 called Colin Kaepernick and other people who kneeled sons of bitches, nobody told him to keep politics out of sports. So it seems very clear to me. Nick Bosa understands that when you wear that hat, you take a side. You take a side of division in a sport that's supposed to bring us together. I'm just waiting for all the people who comment under political and sports things to shut up and dribble or to shut up and play football to tell him to shut up and rush. But they ain't gonna say it because they feel the exact same way he do.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I'm not muted. I'm just taking it in. He's not lying. He is not lying. Have you guys experienced, are you even aware of that? Are you aware of that? Have you even thought about that? Have you thought about, where is Tom Brady? Tom Brady supported Donald Trump. All those folks, guess what? They're doing just fine. But Colin Kaepernick and others, black men who are not down with that, what happened to them? Think about it. What happened to them? What happens to all of it? Think about it. I have a very similar story. Think about it. My own personal story is very similar. Think about that. Why? And people say there aren't different standards in this society? By the way, if you guys could find me, the Access Hollywood tape, I would love it. Andy, Peter, whoever. Yeah, Nikki's out sick today, by the way. Get better, Nikki. If you can find me the original, because here's why. The people who are out there voting that I've been speaking to across the country, some of them had never heard of the Access Hollywood tape. Some of them had never heard of what he said about John McCain. Some of them had never heard about the New York Times, how he mocked a New York Times. Donald Trump mocked a disabled New York Times reporter. Some of you who are out there, especially the young folks, they didn't even know about the insurrection and what any of that meant. They don't know because they were what, 12, 13, 14 years old? Maybe even younger, the folks who are just starting to vote now. They had no idea, and they were talking about the economy, this is high, the rents are high, and they have no sense of history. They don't know. And so now Gen Z is shocked by like, oh my God, did he say grab him by the pee? Did he really? Yes. And they don't know. Now, I want you to imagine, what did Colin Kaepernick do, right? So he took a knee. That was his one thing that he did. Lost his job, lost his career in football, lost his sponsorships, lost his livelihood in that realm. He has since regained it and he's doing other things, right? You have to reinvent yourself. What are the other folks who support, right? What are the other folks who support the MAGA people and Republicans and supports the system? What happens? What happened to them? What happens to them? They are loud and proud and strong, and they are supported because all of the people who support them, the folks who own the teams, the folks who coach on the teams, the folks who are in those C-suites or in the front offices, they support the Nick Bosas of the world because that's their worldview. Colin Kaepernick is not their worldview. It's not their experience. Shut up, and LeBron, would they tell LeBron, shut up and dribble, and I'm getting to LeBron. Now imagine if Colin Kaepernick or LeBron James or Ryan Clark or anybody or Barack Obama had the history of a Donald Trump, said or did the things that a Donald Trump did or has said and continues to say. Where would they be right now? Would they even be allowed to run for president? If they had said something like this that was caught on a hot mic. Here it is.
Moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it. Whoa. I did try and fuck her. She was married.
That's huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy. Yeah. No, this was marriages, and I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, "I'll show you where they have some nice furniture." I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there, and she was married. Then all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look. I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything.
Pull the hand.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
And still won. And still won. And what happened to Billy Bush? Billy Bush lost his job, got canceled, and Donald Trump became president of the United States. Colin Kaepernick lost his job, got canceled, and Donald Trump became president of the United States. Remember, he called them SOBs. But there is no double standard and there is no racism. Remember that. And all those black MAGA folks who y'all look like fools. Let me just tell you the truth. Y'all look like fools. Look like fools. LeBron James, that's what I'm getting to now, right? LeBron James, who Donald Trump called the dumbest man, I think in the world or something, after he called me the dumbest man on television, and then he tweeted out that I managed to make the dumbest man or something, LeBron James who's dumb, look not quite so dumb, or whatever he tweeted, right? LeBron James, who has an academy for children and putting them in schools. And then you have Donald Trump doing what he does, whatever that is. But LeBron James has come out and he has endorsed the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, and he's done it with class and dignity. The video is a little long, but I want you to watch it because he gives receipts, he gives evidence on what we're up against and why he's supporting Kamala Harris. Here it is.
Right? Heck yeah, it's cool. Black guy. That's one of my buddies. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
No, I'm not a racist.
They're taking black jobs now. The whole country's going to be it'll be like Detroit. A lot of it's about the genes, isn't it? Don't you believe? They're poisoning the blood of our country. Troublemaker. These are troublemakers. Look, I love the old days, you know? Do you know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. Now, if you had one really violent day, like one rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately. But we're going to indemnify police officers and law enforcement from being destroyed by the radical left. You're changing history, you're changing culture.
Of course I hate these people. And let's all hate these people because maybe hate is what we need.
LeBron James bringing the receipts. Yes, you should share that. Rest in peace, John Lewis. You're right, Lenny Smith. How awful the things that you see when you put it together and you realize, you know, I'm not racist, I'm whatever. Every racist supports Donald Trump. The Ku Klux Klan supports him. And if you're voting for him, you're voting for the people who support him. Those kinds of people. That's what you're voting for, okay? Another person who is supporting Donald Trump, excuse me, J-Lo, don't get mad at me. Another person who is supporting the Vice President Kamala Harris is Jennifer Lopez, whose parents grew up in Puerto Rico, were born in Puerto Rico. She's Puerto Rican. She's a New York. This was her message about why she has come out and endorsed and is voting for the Vice President. There's a rally in Las Vegas.
I am an American woman. I am the daughter of Guadalupe Rodriguez and David Lopez, a proud daughter and son of Puerto Rico. I am Puerto Rican. Soy boricua carajo. And yes, I was born here, and we are Americans. I am a mother. I am a sister. I am an actor and an entertainer, and I like Hollywood endings. I like when the good guy, or in this case, the good girl wins. And with an understanding of our past and a faith in our future, I will be casting my ballot for Kamala Harris for President of the United States proudly.
There you go. And then she introduced the Vice President in Las Vegas. So what did you guys think of that? And that, look, this whole thing I've been telling you, y'all listen to me, okay? Now, look, anything can happen on Election Day. Maybe some of the MAGA folks are motivated in the rural areas or whatever, but I'm telling you, this whole thing that happened at Madison Square Garden with the Puerto Rican bad joke, the racist thing, that stuck and it is sticking. When I was in Pennsylvania, people are pissed. People are pissed here in New York. Now, there are some people, of course, it's not everybody, who are like, oh, it's just a joke or whatever, but everyone will agree. Almost everyone agrees that it was tone deaf, should not have been in that venue, he should not have been on that stage, that comedian, right? But they're like, oh, it's just a joke or whatever. There are people who are doing that. But J-Lo is supporting. Bad Bunny is supporting. Nicky Jam has denounced so far. I'm not saying I think he may have, I don't know if he'd already voted for Donald Trump, but he's rescinded his support for Donald Trump. Ricky Martin and others. Do you guys know it's Halloween, right? It was Halloween. What did you do last night? Can you guys send me some of your pictures? I would love to see what you did, or I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what you did. Okay? Tell me what you did. I love this. This is I think it's someone, this is a politician, I believe, who dressed up as Ted Cruz. Now, remember when Ted Cruz, during COVID, and he took his daughters to Cancun, right? He was in the airport with his with a roller bag or what have you. Well, someone went as Ted Cruz. It's hilarious. Take a look at this. Roland Gutierrez of Uvalde dresses up as Ted Cruz for Halloween. That is hilarious. Look at that. And the kids are all running from him. That's a great costume. All right? This is a little kid who's dressed up as Trump. Dressed up as Donald Trump. Here he is.
Happy Halloween, everybody. I love it. We're going to have an amazing Halloween. We're going to make a lot of candy, more candy than ever before. We're going to have better jobs, better economy, lower gas prices. You already know that by now. But if you don't have any brain cells, obviously, or common sense, you're voting for Kamala Harris. No one likes Kamala and Tampon Tim. But you already know November 5th, vote for me. It's going to be phenomenal. And like I said, have an amazing Halloween. Make a lot of candy. Get a lot of candy, okay? It's going to be phenomenal. Be nice to people. And we're going to make this phenomenal. The best one we've ever seen in 30 years, okay? Bye.
That kid was great, right? That's a great, great, great kid. Okay. This one, I showed you the haunted house, right? Because that's what folks love. That's kid. Okay, showed you Ted Cruz. We were out and about last night, and I didn't get the pictures. I was going to go live on TikTok and show you, but I was like, oh, I need to get home. I did not dress up this year because I've been traveling. I'm exhausted. But this isn't people were everywhere. I walked out of my door, and it was like people were walking around. It was like when you come out of a football stadium, right, of a concert, and people are everywhere walking. The entire city was like that, especially the village down where I live. And check this out. This is why I love New York City. All right, Andy, turn the volume down. We don't want to get, But anyways, there we go. They're doing the entire Thriller dance in the city. Look at that. Look at them. Amazing. And that stuff like that was happening all over the city. It was electric last night. Electric. And then if I must show off as a proud great uncle, look at my great little niece. Look at my girl. Oh my gosh, she's a cow. She's a cow. She's not even a year old yet. Look at her. She's so cute. There's another picture of her. Look. Oh my gosh. Her name is Ashley. And this is her with her mom, who is also Ashley, which is my niece. And that's my great niece. She's so cute. We call her AJ for Ashley Jr. Little AJ, happy Halloween. It's so sweet and so cute. Okay, everybody, that's what I have for you today. Happy belated Halloween. It's still not over because I know that some people, right, it is. It's over. I thought some people were going to dress up this weekend. It's November 1st. Yeah. So there you go. I will see you live at 5 today. So many people are with us today. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that thumbs up for us. Make sure you subscribe. It is free. And if you're on whatever platform you're following us on, make sure you hit the follow button and some hearts, and we love it, okay? Don't forget about my galaxies, guys. So thank you all for joining us. We'll see you back. There's a lot that's going to happen. Trust me, there's going to be something that happens between now and 5 o'clock. And we'll see you live at 5. We'll have another great show. We had I heard about Orlando. That was a big problem in Orlando. And so this show is a little bit lighter. We'll report on that a little bit later. Terrible, terrible, terrible what happened in Orlando. But happy belated Halloween. Happy November 1st. Just a couple days until Election Day. Are you ready? Did you vote? Go vote. Have a plan. Get people to go vote as well. Okay? We'll see you live at 5. Thanks for watching. Bye. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you hit the like button. It helps us with the algorithm. And also, we'd love for you to become a subscriber. So hit that button, too. We're live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and 5 p.m. Eastern, so there's plenty of content for you to check out.